My navel is here. The measurement that I have, I fold that in half to the measurement. I take what I have, I fold it in half once more. Now we are 1/4 of what we need. So I take this measurement. I have pinned to the exact mark because this fabric is stretchy. Now, determining where or how long I want the trouser, as far as determining length, take your measuring tape, low side. So I'm going from here, where you saw me measure my waist, to I have an extra amount on the floor for you who are going to be hemming, and I want to wear heels with this, so I'm on my tiptoes. I'm on my tiptoe, and the fabric is touching the floor. So for my highest heels, this would be appropriate. So you take that mark, again, for those of you who are going to be hemming, this fabric actually has a nice finish on the edges, so I'm going to use that to my benefit. So for those who are going to be hemming, give yourself how much ever space you need for that hem to not eat up your length. Here's my waist mark, and there is my full length. So waist mark and length all the way to the edge. So here I'm catching the widest portion of my butt and the widest portion of my hip. Take that measurement, put it in half to the measurement. Well, to the measurement. Take that half, which is your full measurement, the span. Take that half, put it in half once more. That number is what you're going to pin. And you do note, maybe I should show that. How do I know where to pin from the waist to that space. Basically, from the waist to that, from which I just took the measurement, right? Here's my waist mark to the corner. That's my waist. This is folded, so there are 4 pieces under here. The way that we're doing this, we're going to avoid doing an extra seam. So we're avoiding 2 seams, which would join the front to the side. Waist to front. This is the measurement of my widest section, my bum and hip. In between here, which I didn't show you, but I show that in the measuring for the swimsuit. You can use the same measurements that you've used for measuring for the swimsuit. I'm going through all of this because some of you, I'm sure, have not watched that. So here we are, the hip and bum space, and this is a little longer, like this, the span from here to here is a little longer than it actually is, but this extra give is gonna help the trouser fit correctly around your front and crotch. So this pin is gonna be where your crotch is, okay? This is your crotch. This is your crotch, I'm correct. The measurement, this looks weird. Okay, so from above the belly button where my waist is to where my seams meet at my undercarriage, I have about 12 inches. From your waist to where your seam meets under your crotch, we're back here. For this curve, I'm going to give it a full 14 inches instead of the 12 from which I measured. The space between where your waist and your hip bum, I'm going to go ahead and reposition that pin, giving an inch extra between that space. You're not going to have, as my friends call it, camel toe syndrome. We're avoiding that. I mean, it's kind of like strange to say that, but whatever. My measurement from my waist to my undercarriage was 12 inches. So I'm adding 2 extra inches to that. Making it a full 14. You'll see that I'm at the edge of the fabric, and I am not going to cut back because we're doing a wide leg trouser. So that is basically that. And you saw that I measured from my high waist to my tiptoe, mimicking high heels, because I want my trousers to be extra long to wear with heels and not have my heels show. So I measured extra long and I marked that. This is what you're seeing here, from my waist all the way to the floor. For those of you who are going to be hemming, add whatever amount of space or how many ever inches you need for your hem. I think some people do 2 inches extra so they can have a 1 inch seam. The way that we're folding this fabric gives you a seamless front. So basically you're only stitching your front and your middle seam. So 2 seams up your center and then attaching the front and back. You fold your fabric. Just fold it in half completely and then fold it again. And take those measurements and mark where it is. And if you want to save your fabric or save on fabric and not destroy all of it, I would say scale back to where your actual measurements hit. Some of you may even draft a pattern from this, which is fine. Down the measurements on the paper and then cut the paper and place that on your fabric. That way you'll know for sure how to fold your fabric.